I think the most important thing that we are going to encounter is the creation of a Turkic world, that Turkey, with the leadership of Erdogan, is trying to change the situation and shape a new world order. And in this world order, we are seeing that Erdogan, with the help of some countries in Central Asia and South Caucasus, especially the Republic of Baku, they are trying to create a Turk world. And this will lead to a Turk NATO. And in order to accomplish this idea, they are trying to encounter Armenia and then Iran. In the first stage, they are trying to encounter Armenia. And the first step for them is that they are trying to conquer Syunik. And there are a lot of ways to do this, through soft power or hard power. At the first stage, they are trying to change the mentality of Armenians. They are trying to influence you through media, through cultural shock. They are changing the educational system, through changing your cultural values, to defeat Armenian church, for example. And you need to be so awake about these matters. And this is the problem that we have in Iran. Some Turk elements in Iran, they are trying to influence the country. They are trying to decrease the national identity of the country. They are trying to threaten the territorial integrity of Iran like they are doing against Armenia. And these common threats needs to be encountered with the help of Armenia and Iran together. We must unite against these kind of threats. 4 months ago, I was in Armenia, and I told to Armenian press that Iran and Armenia, they have 100% common interest and 100% common threats. So we have to work together. We have to have the similar mentality, first of all, to can, defeat our enemies. And first of all, we have to understand the situation. After that, when we understand the situation, we are trying to help your government and our government to work together against these threats. This is the most important thing that right now we see, and we have to pay attention to the developments in Syria. What is happening in Syria, you see what Turks they are doing. If you think that you can, in your country, you can work with Turks, have a look at Syria, what they are doing against Alavis, against Christians, against Armenians. This is what they are trying to do in Armenia and what they have in their mind about Iran. There is no difference. So we have to understand the situation and analyze it correctly. And if you think that if you open your border with Turkey, it will be peace and stability and they can help you in economy and so on, this is the biggest disaster and biggest challenge for you and the future of Armenia. I hope the younger generation understand this.
What's now going on in Syria is described by many experts and scholars as a genocide. How do you assess it?
This is a genocide. It's so simple. It's what happened in 1950 in Armenia. They are repeating this. This is the moral of Turks. They want to evade everyone but Turks. And first of all, they do it through economy, through cultural manipulation, and after that, from soft threats, they go to the hard threats. And you see what they are doing this. But the point is that Turks think they are so complicated and they think that they are so smart, but I have to tell you that they are so stupid. They thought that if they are going to Syria, if they can remove Iran from Syria, after that Israelis, they are going to reward them for this. But you see that Israel came in Syria, dismantled everything, bombardment, their infrastructure, demolished everything, and right now, Turkey must deal with all of these challenges and problems, economic challenges, security problems. They have to pay the price for what they did in Syria, and this is going to lead to their failure. I'm sure that they cannot continue this way. United States is not going to let them do whatever they want. As you see, they are supporting SFD, their cause. They are not going to work with them. PKK is active again. They are fighting against them, and Iran is not going to watch what they are doing. You see, Alavis are fighting against them. Even some Armenian group, I'm aware that they are standing against them. So this is a genocide, but this leads to failure of Turkey. But the point is that in Armenia, I see no broadcast about these events in your mainstream media. It's awful. Your government must talk about this. If they think they can work with Turkey, and the working and cooperation with Turkey brings peace and stability to the region, it's the biggest mistake. You have existentialist threat with Turkey. You cannot work with Turkey. Turkey wants to destroy you. This is something that your government must understand, and the road of peace is through empowerment of your country. First of all, you have to empower yourself. When you have power, you can look for peace. We're talking about giving soil to Turks or showing your weakness to them. There is no peace, but the demolition of Armenia.
You already mentioned that what's going on in Syria is definitely an act of genocide. And I would like to bring into your attention that the current Armenian government nowadays has adopted a political stance in its meetings in the diaspora communities here in Armenia of trying to not elucidate the topic of the international recognition of genocide, trying to accept Turkish demands of not opening this topic and somehow trying to skip the topic of the genocide issue, both in internal domestic politics and in its foreign affairs. What's your assessment towards this?
We have to see what's the consequence of removing this from your identity, from your memory. Does it lead to peace and security for you, or it makes Turkey more aggressive? This is part of your identity, that it has been a genocide. They try to evade you, wipe you off from the map. So you cannot, reach peace and security and establish a good shape for yourself if you withdraw your values, if you withdraw what that create your identity here, your mentality here, and gives you some, tools to continue your country. I give you an example. We had 8 years of war with Iraq, okay? After 30 years of finish of war, we are still talking about this war, about the resistance that we have. It's not about Iraq. We want to keep the morale in the society. We want to keep our society alive and to tell them, listen, we have problems, we had enemies, we have to keep the morale of resistance in our country. So this is about you. If you remove this from the mind and memory of your generation, Turkey will be more aggressive and comes and wants more, and they have the policy of demographic changes in the Sunni, first of all. And they call the whole country the Western Armenia. They call part of Iran Southern Azerbaijan, and your country Western Azerbaijan. So how you want to deal with? You want to withdraw again and again, and you see that at the end, finally you have nothing, and you have to leave this country. And I think that but the point is that you cannot shape a big public diplomacy and media campaign in your country, and I think this is the main problem. And you must inject these themes to your educational system for younger generation. These comments shows the failure of Turkey policy in Syria, because they thought they are coming to Syria, they can wipe out everyone from this country, and they thought that a group of terrorists can govern a country. Yeah, they were somehow successful at it, but we are talking about a country, we're not talking about a town. And after this failure, and they have economic problem, they have cultural problem in this country, they have Kurds and Alavis in their country, they're scared that the tensions in Syria leads to escalation of tension in Turkey because they have the same problem. They threw a stone to others, but they have the same problem that they try to escalate in other countries. So this is the sign of fear. These are the sign of failure of Turkey aggressive and terrorist policy toward other countries. And if they want to continue this way, you just watch and enjoy their failure, because they cannot continue this way. And these terrorist actions that leads to murder of, I think, about 1,000 people, they cannot continue this way. They have to stop, and they are looking for someone to say, hey, you are guilty. But the point is, the main problem is within the government of Turkey. They have to stop this policy, and Iran has nothing to do with the tensions within the Syria. They are paying the price of their policy, and if they want to continue this way, they cannot succeed. They have to work with other countries, they have to cooperate, they have to accept that their policy is failed and fragile and leads to the tension in their country, in their own Turkey. Because Israel is watching, Israel is enjoying this. Turkey argues that we are the supporter of Islamic countries, we are the supporter of Palestine, but they are the biggest exporter and importer of everything to Israel, and Israelis are the main beneficiary of the situation. So I think it's up to Turkey to want to change its policy or to continue its stupidity.